Okay, back again. Probably the final time for today. We are continuing on with our UI-related quest adventure thing, and today we are going to be messing with the interactable object menu. Specifically, the engrave spell tab. Okay. We're also going to be diving in to some scripting changes as well, because I don't like that I can still animate when I'm inside of the engrave spell menu. So, let's find that script. I believe it'll be under our canvas all UI parent. Let's shrink down the number of scripts. And I suspect that it'll be either the inventory controller or the spell build library. Let's try the inventory controller first. Let's exit out of all these other scripts, because they're just gonna clutter everything. Let's do a test that I just thought of. Can we still animate and do crazy stuff when the normal inventory is open? The answer is yes. I don't mind moving so much, but I do mind that we can animate. Also, we can probably get rid of the general tab. Well, let's not worry about this menu yet. We are only worried about the interactable objects menu, because that's what we're worried about. Because we're still kind of in the spell age, I guess. Inventory variables. Let's see what we have here. Okay, nothing that we're interested in. So, let's start at the bottom. Let us make a reference to the animator, the main melee controller. So, main melee controller, MMC, then start. We're going to go MMC equals, and right now root object is our best bet. Although this yeah, we're gonna have to change that, because this right here won't work when we're on a ship, because the ships would become the root object. So I don't know if anything else is dependent on this. Yes, there's other things down here that are dependent on root object, so we won't change the name. We will simply say root objects equals transform dot get component in parent, and we are looking for the let's see. The main melee controller will work. Really, this just could have been any of the scripts that were on the base parent object. since we were already doing main melee controller, that's what I thought of. Okay, so now that we have a reference to our main melee controller, let's find where we open the inventory. HUD.setActive is not equal to IPO. So we can just say main melee or MMC actually, MMC dot enabled equals the opposite of IPO. And now we should be able to stop animating when we open our inventory. But for some reason we're still animating. Main melee controller is not set active. So why is it still controlling stuff? Does main melee controller just not do what I thought it does? This is very strange. Ay, ay, ay. Why don't things ever work the way they're supposed to? Yeah, it's disabled right now. And it's shooting off errors. If I enable it, it works fine. Our stamina refills too fast, but whatever. Strange. Okay. Okay, what am I doing? What is wrong here? How does the ship... When we're on the ship, the melee controller doesn't do anything. So... let's see. Is there an interactable objects script? No. Not in the console, it would be in the project. Interactable. Let's see. How does it stop us from animating when we're at the ship, but it doesn't stop us anywhere else? We'll have to go and look at the input controller. Is there some kind of bool here? Let's look at the top for a bool. Jumps, ship tilt, on target. Locked cursor is ship control. Okay. Do we have a reference to that somewhere? Maybe it'll show right here? Apparently not. Well, I suspect instead of doing the MMC or the main melee controller, let's do just the normal player controller. No movement at all. New third-person controller is what it's called. NTC. New third-person controller. Can't enter play mode because we have an issue. What did we just do? NTC. Okay, we still animate, but we don't move. Except where the animation goes. Okay, that means maybe we have to disable both of them. So I'm going to make a reference to the main melee controller again, and then say MMC equals root obj dot get component and main melee controller. And then we are going to come back down to when we open the inventory. And we will do something. Open parent inventory. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to right here. Separate this out so I can actually see it. MMC dot enabled equals the opposite of IPO. Okay, let's give it a try now. Okay, we still animate. Kinda cringe, TBH. Anyway. Okay, we'll just disable the animator then. And so, animator. A. And we'll just call it MMC, even though that's not what it actually is. So that we don't have to change as many names. All right. Let's give it a try now. So, inventory. Okay, we are not animating. I guess that works. It's not exactly my favorite solution because we literally freeze kind of everything. But I don't think it's really a big deal. Okay, now it's time to fix this anvil. Now what? So anvil, that would be not the cursor and stuff. That would be interactable objects. This is something else. Open parent, open anvil menu. Okay. So we're gonna copy what we did in the open parent inventory script, which is the ntc.enabled equals the opposite of IPO. We're gonna copy that and paste it down here somewhere. Okay, we are no longer moving. If we press it again, we move. Okay, now to move on to the next step. Oh dear, that is not right. So first, let's fix that anvil thing. When we tell it to drive the ship, we want to not be able to do that because there's no ship we're able to drive from there. So let's go to the actual menu and see what is being called when we press that button. Assets, prefabs, collider change. And now we go to our HUD. Nope, all UI parent. No, we go to the interactable objects menu and our scene view. Make it visible and click on Control Ship and correct the capitalization error because it bugs me. And correct it in the actual text, which should be somewhere. Buttons, Control Ship. Where's the text? There it is. I passed the 5th grade. Now what? Now, it's time to go to the actual button and see what copied spaceship controller. Alright. Where is that? So, we're looking for something that says copied spaceship controller right there. And let's pop in. Okay. Now, back to the button. What exactly is the void that we called? Take the helm. Control F and type in take the helm. Now, we're going to do a simple if check. If, parentheses, one sec, we have to figure out what the variable is for the ship itself. Transform this ship. Okay, so if this ship is equal to null, we're going to do something and then return. Maybe put a message that there is no ship. Okay, I'm not going to bother putting that in a debug because I have plenty of stuff in debugs already. Alright. Now, let's give this a playtest. And drag the inspector back to the right. And let's run over here. Press E on this, control ship, nothing happens. Nice. And we can E to get out. And yeah, that's good. This check mark, that's gotta go. What is that part of? It's part of the upgrade weapon and the control ship thing. So, let's get out of here. Go back to our scene. And let's go to our content. We have weapon upgrade and spell builder. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. So, control ship is a button that you press to actually control the ship. There isn't... And now that I'm thinking about this, we're probably not even going to need this button at all. So for now, we'll set it inactive. Okay, so now we have two options left. Engrave spell and upgrade weapon. Upgrade weapon is not going to happen. We can only make new weapons. So we're going to say forge weapon. And then change the text to reflect that. Forge weapon. Because that's kind of the whole deal about this game, is that you can make customizable weapons and all sorts of stuff. And then, when we engrave our spell, all of our weapons will appear down here, in theory. So, what is next? Well, we can shrink this known words section because there's not that many words. And because we want to add some more controls. Let me show you what I'm talking about, what our next step is going to be. So, when we come over here, oh, and we forgot to get the check mark, and we engrave our spell, we want to add a word, and right now, all of the controls for this word are attached to the word itself. We do not want that. What we want, because when we click this, and then click that, it deletes it. So this is just kind of a hard thing to use. What we want is all of these buttons to be like down here in the corner so that we can select one, select a word we want to adjust, and then we can control it down here. That way we don't have to deal with any of this weird stuff. Also, I do not like how our character just freezes in place. So, really fast, we're going to go on to Mixamo. And we're going to look for an animation to use when our character is in our inventory and when our character is in the anvil menu. So, when they're in the anvil, they could probably do some sort of hammering. How about swing down? Okay, not what I'm looking for. How about a combat? Do we have like a downward swing? Get out of here. Let's go sword. Or maybe hammer. I think we already tried hammer. Sword. Let's see if there's a downward chop. How about just a chop in general? Okay. 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 I don't know why I exited out of that. I wasn't done. Just want a simple downward swing so that we can make like a hammer motion. Frame was that? 44. Let's set this to 44. Oh. Heck. Okay. That's fine, I guess. So let's download that. No skin. Download. And then we want something where they like maybe reach backwards into a backpack. That, of course, isn't there. So reach. Or maybe where they like pull out a sword. That's for rifles, but same idea works. Okay. Download without skin. Perfect. Alright. Next, please. So we're gonna go put those into our game. And we're gonna exit off this. Minimize that. And now we're looking for downloads. These are going into our assets. If I could grab them. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're gonna take these, both these, go to animation, let's make it a little bit bigger, and which one is this? Okay, this one we don't want to loop. But if we did, what would happen? Nothing. Okay. We want to set both of these rigs to humanoid. Alright, and same with this one. And we're going to go into our collider change. And we're going to find our animator. We're going to pop it open. For some reason it popped open in there, which is kind of weird. Okay. We'll put it in the attacking stuff layer, because I like it better. Assets. Let's grab our animations. I don't believe they're going to need any events. What is this one? Pull from back. And last one is hammer down. Put them both. Put them both right here. Because they're kind of weird, kind of different. Hammer down. Cool. Let's make a transition to both of these from default. We'll separate them so that we can actually tell the difference. And actually, we don't need it to be from default. Just put it over here. Make transition. Make transition. And we're going to make two bools. Oh, never mind. That's a layer. Parameters, let's add a bool. Anvil. And in inven. And I'm going to change this one to @anvil. And this is going to be, tell it to have exit time, and it's going to be @anvil. Has to be true. Anvil is true, and in inven. Oh, I got these backwards. This one's got to be @anvil is true, and this one's got to be in inven. And then we'll say @anvil has to be false, and in inven has to be false. Actually, this is not going to work. I think we need another layer for it, so that I can override the layers underneath it. So we're going to make a new layer, and this will be inventory stuff. Okay. So default. And make sure the weight is all the way at the top. I believe I took, yes, I put those other two out. And we're going to put those these two animations back in. I don't know which one's which. So I just wasted more time. What is this? This one is grab from back, so back. This one is hammer. Okay, and we're just going to say inven has to be true. To go back, it has to be false. So inven is false. And we're going to do the same thing here, except with hammer. Or at anvil. Is true. And now we set it to only go back if at anvil is false. Okay. Now we can go back into scripting. And in the anvil interactions, not that, the inventory controller. Instead of saying at if MMC enabled is not equal to IPO, we do the MMC dot set bool, and we put in the bool. I believe this is at anvil, and we get rid of the equals IPO, and instead we put comma IPO. Okay, copy that, scroll up, and we're gonna go to its sister line of code and delete it. Paste in the other thing and set this to inven. Alright, and now when we go into our inventory now, we should begin and the same thing when we go into our anvil. We should get the hammering. I don't like that. It's kind of stuck. Oh, that's strange. Oh, never mind. Let's see what happens when we get rid of the exit time. For all of these. Does it loop? Or do we have to set it to loop? Okay. Okay, apparently I forgot about something. We want to tell it to loop. for both of them, I believe. I can just hit apply, I hope, and it'll change it. Which one did I just do? So, nope. Apply. Let's give it a try now. So, inventory. It's weird. Okay, you know what? That's good for today. For doing that stuff. Next thing. Well, I think that'll be it for today. If you watched, thanks.